Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mad Scientist Brewing Beer Education Series. This week's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Czech Premium Pale Lager style, which I've got a glass here of Sacred Profane's Pale Lager. I was actually almost a little split on to whether to call this a Premium Pale Lager or a Pale Lager because it's right on the cusp of the ABV. I lumped it into Premium Pale Lager because that lets me talk about Pilsner Urquell as well. But before I'm getting ahead of myself here. So let's take a look first at some of the characteristic ingredients and vital statistics of this style. All right, so this is going to have an ABV of 4.2 to 5.8%, which is an alcohol level of lower to normal. The reason why I was saying Sacred Profane's was kind of on the cusp is because the upper limit for the standard Czech Pale Lager, not the premium version, caps off at 4.1. Where this is at actually 4.2, so I did lump it into here. It's got an original gravity of 1.044 to 1.060, and that's 11.0 to 14.7 degrees Plato. There's a final gravity of 1.013 to 1.017, or 3.3 to 4.4 degrees Plato. It has an IBU of 30 to 45 and a pronounced perceived bitterness. And its SRM value is 3.5 to 6, which gives it a straw to gold color. All right, for some sensory notes, it has a medium yellow to a deep gold color, and a brilliant to very clear appearance, and a dense, long-lasting, creamy white head. A lot of the head you may have seen at the beginning of the video, it's kind of gone down now, but this was quite fluffy. Typically, this is served with a good, 3, almost 4 inches of head on top of it. For aroma, it's light to moderate bready rich malt combined with light to moderate spicy or herbal hops. The balance between malt and hops might vary here, and you can get some light diacetyl and light fruity esters that are optional here. Flavor-wise, you have medium low to medium bready rich malt flavor with a rounded floral and spicy hop finish. Again, malt and hop flavors are medium to medium high, and the malt may contain a slight impression of caramel. Bitterness is prominent but never harsh. The long finish can be balanced towards hops or malt, but is never aggressively tilted either way. It has a light to moderately low diacetyl and low hop-derived esters being acceptable, but they don't need to be present. Lastly, for mouthfeel, this is a medium light to medium body and a moderate amount of carbonation in spite of the tremendous amount of head that is produced. For characteristic ingredients, this uses Czech Pilsner malt, Czech hops, which are typically Saaz hops, Czech lager yeast, and very soft water. The low ion profile provides a distinctively soft and rounded hop profile, despite having very high hopping rates. Traditionally, these beers are also made using the decoction method rather than single infusion or step infusion, as with German Pilsners, which is why the beer tends to be a bit darker in color than some of the other Pilsner type beers. So some history with this. The style originated in the city of Pilsen in the what is now Czech Republic. It was at the time called Bohemia, after a Bavarian brewer named Joseph Groll was contracted to brew high-quality beer there. Combining a Bavarian lager yeast with local hops, soft water, and pale malts that they derived from the English method of making a very pale malt, led to a style that became known as Pilsner. The original beer that he made was known as Pilsner Urquell, and in the Czech Republic, only Pilsner Urquell and Gambrinus are known as Pilsner, while the rest are called pale lagers. The style went on to inspire other pale lager styles and has become the basis for the most popular style of beer in the world. Outside of the Czech Republic, the terms Czech Pilsner or Bohemian Pilsner are sometimes used to differentiate this style from other Pilsner-type beers. Comparing it with other styles, it is a higher-bodied and stronger version of the Czech Pale Lager, and it has more color, malt richness, and body than a German Pils, with a fuller finish and a cleaner, softer impression. Some commercial examples of this are Pilsner Urquell, Primator Premium Lager, and the Sacred Profane Pale, which I've got here. All right, that is all for this style of beer. I encourage you to, if you can, seek out Pilsner Urquell, because that really is kind of the classic archetype of this beer even now. Um, it's not the easiest to find, at least near me, but definitely worth tasting if you can get your hands on one. So until next time, cheers.